Good evening, everyone. I would like to bring the December 21st, 2022 meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors to order. Ms. Caldwell, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Willis?
Yep.
Mr. Freilinger? Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Goldsboro?
Yes.
Ms. Joseph?
Yes.
Ms. Fagan?
Yes.
Mr. Evans?
Here.
Mr. Chabot?
Here.
Mr. Phelps?
Here. Mr. Evans, can we have your
Heavenly Father, please hear our prayer. Bless all schools, colleges, and especially the Interboro School District. And grant to this board in the deliberations this evening the spirit of wisdom, truth, and knowledge. What is undertaken always be done in charity and in peace, and what we do might be for the benefit of others. All this we ask in your name. I'd also like to ask us to have a moment of silence for the two young students from Rose Tree Media who lost their lives this week. Keep their friends and family and classmates in your hearts and prayers. Thank you. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now hear the reports from our student representatives.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
At the Kindergarten Academy, it was great to see all our families both in person and virtually during fall conferences and at our annual book fair. The Kindergarten Academy held our Treasured Gems Assembly, where we recognized those students in both pre-K and kindergarten who were the best representatives in each class for being respectful, responsible, healthy, and safe during the month. As we approach winter break, we are looking forward to some fun-filled traditions here at the Kindergarten Academy.
At Glen Olden School, the month of November certainly did not disappoint any of us here at Glen Olden. On Friday, November 11th, the students celebrated all their wonderful behavioral successes by participating in a PBIS reward day. Students had the chance to choose from various events such as watch a movie, tech time, basketball, board games, dodgeball, crafts, and many other activities. The following week, the students took advantage of 2 Spirit Days. The first one took place on Monday, November 14th, to support the Eagles who were playing that night. The second was our monthly PBIS Spirit Day, and students could wear their favorite sports attire on Thursday, November 17th. November is a time to give thanks and also to give back to others. On the morning of Friday, November 18th, our second graders performed in their annual Peacemaker show, led by Ms. Cronin. She has been working hard with the students, teaching them how to treat one another and how to not be a bully. Throughout the day, the whole school participated in Community Service Day. Students made PB&J sandwiches, care packages, sleeping bags, and collected many canned goods to donate to various shelters in the area. The students all felt proud to be able to help those who needed us, especially during this time of the year. The day was closed out with our second annual turkey trot. Definitely another one for the books. The students all enjoyed a week off while the staff was given the chance to meet with parents and discuss all the great things their children are doing each day. Our home and school hosted a book fair the week of the 28th and held a family night event on the 30th. Some great prizes and raffles were given out to those who attended the event. Thank you to all who purchased books and supported the home school. We closed out the month recognizing our November Thankful Student of the Month recipients. They will be honored during grade level assemblies in the beginning of December. There are many great events coming up in December. Hopefully everyone is well rested for the month ahead.
At Norwood School, we had our annual Home and School sponsored book fair in the library, and the students and faculty enjoyed some time to review and purchase new books. The parents had an opportunity to come in during conferences to purchase books as well. Middle school PBIS had an agenda trip to McDade Bowl on Thursday, December 1st. The students and teachers had a great time. Our 4th and 5th grade winter concert was held on Thursday, December 8th, and they sounded wonderful. The band students have worked hard and did an awesome job. Home and School had held their second annual Winterfest on Saturday, December 10th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Marion School. It was well attended and everyone had fun. The middle school chorus and band concert was held on Wednesday, December 14th. The middle school chorus and band did a wonderful job and should be proud of themselves. On Thursday, December 15th, our elementary students went to the McDade Bowl and had a great time learning about different ways to stay physically fit and have some fun. The district middle school chorus had a field trip to perform at Brandywine River Museum. Everyone had a fun time. On Friday, December 16th, we held a middle school snowball dance in the gym. The students had a lot of fun and looked awesome.
Throughout the month of November at Prospect Park, our student council run by Mrs. Sandy D'Alessandro and Mrs. Christy Lackey collected non-perishable food for the Loaves and Fishes food pantry. The classes that collected the most canned foods earned pizza or pretzel parties. It was amazing seeing all the students try to support those in need. The first place winner was Mr. Samar's 6th grade class. The second place winner was Mrs. Keene's 2nd grade class. And the third place was Mrs. McDevitt's 7th grade class. Thank you to everyone that contributed to helping those in need. On November 16th, we held our PBIS Spirit Day, Harry Potter theme. The students dressed up in their best wizard outfits and shirts. Our home and school hosted our fall Scholastic Book Fair, and students were loving the selection of books and enjoyed being able to spend money on good reading material. We ended the month with our PBIS team hosting bingo for our elementary students and a visit from our mascot parrot. The students had a chance at winning raffle prizes for items such as First and Lunch Line, Lunch DJ, P-Buck Wheel, and many others. We are very thankful for our community, our school, and the staff that make Prospect Park a special place to be.
At Tinicum School, our annual diabetes walk was held on November 4th. Luckily, it was a nice day for a walk to Manor Field in Tinicum. Students, staff, and community members raised over $2,000 in donations for the Juvenile Diabetes Fund. Thank you to everyone who supported this event and to Mrs. Rocky for organizing this walk. On November 17th, Tinicum held our first Buck Awards to recognize students who show respect, responsibility, honesty, and pride. Students and staff and parents were back in the gym for an assembly and happy to be there. The Tinicum Turkey Bowl was held on November 18th, where 8th graders played football against the Tinicum staff. The event and the staff team were led by our fantastic PE department, Mr. Wood and Mr. Rambo. It was a well-fought battle, but in the end, the staff won the game.
At the high school, the Turkey Bowl was held this year at Ridley High School. The Bucks gave it their all, but it was a turnout we weren't hoping for. Thanks to all the coaches for their hard work this year, and our cheerleaders, pep squad, and band for coming each week. Special thanks to our football players for a great season. Interboro Ice Hockey Club did come off with a big win against Ridley on Thanksgiving Eve night. Congratulations, gentlemen. On December 3rd, we had the SATs at the high school. Next SATs will be given at the Interboro High School on March 11th, 2023. The camp food drive was a huge success with a special thank you to Mr. Lafferty's dad. He had 51 cases of soup donated to Snuco, who delivered the cases down to Loaves and Fishes for the holiday. Thank you to both Mr. Lafferty's. Winter Keystones are underway. We have biology and literature completed, with our next ones to be administered in January when we return.
And that concludes our report.
Thank you, ladies. Moving on to number 3, recognition. Ms. Riley said we do not have any tonight, but just real quick, I would like to thank our administrative team, our staff, our district employees, and of course, our superintendent for another nice year before we go into 2023. Thank you. Moving on to number 4, Mr. Evans, public comments.
Yes, we have Lakia Wilson.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lakia Wilson, and I reside at 1142 Madison Avenue in Prospect Park. I have child in the kindergarten academy, 2 inside of Prospect Park School, and 2 inside of Interboro High School. And I just wanted to request that there be a review of policies, the discrimination, Title IX, non-discrimination, that there be consideration for separation for a more for diversity, equity, and inclusion, a separate non-discrimination policy, separate of sexual harassment is what I'm requesting. So just a review of the policies. I also asked for a review of the threat assessment, bullying, and cyberbullying, since they have, well, the discipline policy hasn't been reviewed since 2019, and the terroristic threat policy hasn't been reviewed since 2014. So just request to review those policies specifically.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Next up, Nicole Smith.
Hi, I'm Nicole Smith. I have a first grader in Prospect Park School, and actually I just kind of second a lot of what Lakia has mentioned, so I don't have anything further to add.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Moving on to number 5, Mr. Evans.
Motion 5.1, that the following minutes of the regular meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors held on November 17, 2022 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 8-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
Motion 5.2, that the following minutes of the reorganization meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors held on December 5, 2022 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 8-0. Number 6, we will now hear our solicitor's report. Ms. Meehan.
There's no solicitor's report this month, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Ms. Meehan. Moving on to number 7, Mr. Evans.
Motion 7.1, that the treasurer's report for the month ending November 30, 2022 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 8-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
Motion 7.2, that fund disbursements in the amount of $6,467,419.29 be approved.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 8-0. Do we have any correspondence, Mr. Evans?
No, sir.
Okay, moving on to number 9, the committee reports. First up, we'll have the 9.1 audit committee update. Mr. Chabot.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Excuse me. The audit committee met on Monday at 5:30. We held a Zoom meeting. It was recorded and posted on the website. The auditors provided an update with the audit report for last fiscal year. As a whole, the audit was clean, which means there were no findings. They also audited our ESSER money as well as Title I money, and again, they had no findings. They actually commended our internal controls for the federal money compared to about 4 years ago when we received some federal money. There were some accounting recommendations that were in the audit, so they commended Dr. Ekman, Ms. Weed, Mr. High School for the implementation of the internal controls. So I want to also commend them for making sure that all the money that we are getting from the federal government is spent appropriately and accounted for. A big highlight of the audit was the increase in our fund balance. At the end of our audit last year, our fund balance was $6.1 million. And at the end of this audit, our fund balance is $10.6 million. So it's an increase of $4 million. And if any of the members of the public back 4 or 5 years ago, our fund balance was as low as like $3.4 million. And I know as a board, we have been controlling spending as much as possible. So, that's really good to hear. Our fund balance is $10.6 million, which is also good moving into the projects that we are doing with the high school, the admin building, conversations about, updating, the elementary buildings as well. We're in a good financial spot right now. That is it, with the exception of, we are voting on the audit, 16.1 agenda item, so hopefully everyone votes to approve that. Board members, if you get a chance, on the audit report, page 11 is Marty's highlights. It shows all of the, it shows where we landed over budget, under budget, compared to last fiscal year, so I recommend everyone just note that and, read that and make sure when we do the budget season, it just gives us a way to look at budgeting, knowing where we came in under budget and over budget. So, that was all, Mr. Phelps.
Thank you, Mr. Chavon. At this time, our student reps can be excused if they would like to leave. They're thinking about getting out their shop.
Thank you.
Very important.
Anything I need to start with the committees?
So this is the new committee assignments.
Yes.
So for finance, we have Mr. Ed Harris, Jack Evans, Justin Chavone. For GBO is Glenn Goldsboro and Kelly Joseph. Capital improvements, Justin Chavone, Kelly Joseph, Ed Harris, and Jack Evans. Board liaisons for the DCIU, Mr. Ed Harris. Delaware County Community College, Glenn Goldsboro. And for legislative committee, Chaz Willis. And in the event the meeting format or location is changed, it will be posted in accordance with the additional meeting information will be provided monthly in accordance with the law. Please visit www.interboro.sd.org for information. And rather than read the entire list of scheduled meeting dates, I'll ask you to go to that website and check these out.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Sure. Moving on to number 10.
Motion that the following personnel actions be approved. Starting with motion 10.1 on page 3 and going to motion 10.9 on page 6.
Second.
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried 8-0. And number 11, Mr. Evans.
Motion with regret that the following retirements be approved. 11.1, Mr. Robert Perkert, bus driver with 23 years service to the district, be approved for retirement effective November 30th, 2022. 11.2, Mr. William Bierman, supervisor of transportation with 18 years of service to the district, be approved for retirement effective February 28th, 2023. And 11.3, Margaret Razzie, school nurse with 16 years of service to the district, be approved for retirement effective January 31st, 2023.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Yes, Mr. Goldsboro.
Thank you. Just real quick, Mr. Herkert was a father of a friend when I grew up, and I knew Mr. Herkert very well. And when he drove trucks for Pepsi, and then became bus driver for Interboro. So I just wanted to thank him for his years of service here for Interboro, and wish him the best in what he does afterwards.
Thank you, Mr. Goldsboro. Any other comments? Myself, as board president, I just want to thank all these employees for their service to the district. We value each and every employee. Naturally, the longer they stay, the more we embrace them. Don't want to let them go, but we do thank each and every one of them for their service. Any other comments? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 8-0. Next up, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Curriculum and Instruction, motion that the following items be approved. 12.1 on page 6 to 12.13 on page 8.
Second.
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried 8-0. Next motion, or next up, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Special Education, Pupil Services, motion that the following items be approved. 13.1 on page 8 to 13.8 on page 9.
Second.
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried 8-0. Next up, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Technology, motion that the following items be approved. 14.1 to 14.4.
Second.
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried 8-0. Next up, Mr. Evans.
On the Office of Facilities, motion that the following items be approved. 15.1, that the Board of School Directors approve the proposal from the Transfinder for transportation software upgrades and training for 2022-2023 school year at a cost of $11,000 paid from district funds.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 8-0. Next up, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Finance, motion 16.1, that the Board of School Directors approve the audited financial statements prepared by Barbicane, Thornton and Company, LLP, for the school year ending June 30th, 2022.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 8-0. Next up, Mr. Evans.
Under capital improvement, we have several motions, 17.1 to 17.4.
Second.
Motions have been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
Comment?
Yes, Mr. Evans.
Yeah, just to let the public know that we're still working through the Glen Olden School, the Glen Olden Church being adapted to the administrative offices, and we now have a good, accurate estimate that we're working with, and we have added some additional things to that project, like parking lot repaving and some playground work as well. So we are adding a little money to this budget to cover the fact that it's going to extend now. Instead of a 6-month-long project, it's going to be a 12-month project, so it's going to incur some more costs from the engineering and construction management group, and as well as the additions to the project. So we're voting on those things tonight with the anticipated start date of late January, early February, and I wanted to thank Mr. Galloway and the superintendent for all their hard work in getting this to fruition.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried 8-0. All righty, do we have any old business? Do we have any new business? All right. We will now hear from our superintendent, Ms. Riley.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. I'm going to keep it brief. I apologize for having to step out. I would like to congratulate our retirees that were approved this evening by the board. Bob Herkart, 23 years as an Interboro School District bus driver. I happen to have Bob on a few of the runs that he did for me on field trips when I was a teacher, and he was an amazing bus driver, great with the kids, you know, just a pleasure to have on our transportation staff. So I do wish him well in his retirement. Bill Bierman, our transportation supervisor for the past 18 years. Transportation is not an easy department to run. As you know, you're dealing with parents and students and keeping kids safe, and you know, Bill has done an amazing job in that role, and I wish him well. And also Peg Razzie, who's been a nurse here at the kindergarten and at Glen Olden School. Nice person, cares about kids. She worked well beyond her retirement years because she liked it so much here in Interboro. So another person who we wish her well and will miss her. And maybe she'll come back and sub because she really is good with our kids and they love her. So hopefully we'll see her. And I would just like to wish everyone a nice relaxing winter break. And we'll see everybody on January 3rd, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Do we have any comments from any board members? I would like to thank Margie Evans for our little gifts that she helps put around the table for us. We do appreciate that. And I would just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. We're wishing you the best. Okay? Any other comments? Please visit the Interboro School District website at www.interboro.gov interboro.sd.org for further information on the meetings listed below. On Monday, January 9th, 2023, the Finance Committee meeting with the GBO meeting immediately following will be held virtually at 7 p.m. The next work session of the Interboro Board of School Directors will be held virtually on Monday, January 16th, 2023 at 7 p.m. The next regular monthly public meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors will be held at the Administration Building on Wednesday, January 18th, 2023 at 7 p.m. On Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, a Capital Improvement Committee meeting will be held virtually at 6:30 p.m. And the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.